Hey everybody, how you doing today? I am back. I'm Mario. I'm the empowered empath from Empathic. And today's discussion is a good one. I am going to cover the topics of empaths and highly sensitive people, known as HSPs, highly sensitive people. Empaths are known to be sensitive people. But instead of an HSP, a highly sensitive person, are we actually highly specialized persons? And that's what I want to focus on today. Because if I think of something that's highly specialized, I think of a sports car. A lot of empaths that I coach resent their gifts. They resent their ability to have this extrasensory capability, this extra sixth and seventh sense that a lot of us empaths have. But I think it's actually a superpower. And when you're able to hone in on those gifts and you're able to honor them and know how to use them specifically for your benefit and for the benefit of others, you become a highly specialized person, you become a high worth person, and you become a superhero. So when we are in the right environment, we thrive, we shine. But as empaths, we know from life experience that we can't just go into any environment. We can't just go into any party, any gathering of people without preparing ourselves sometimes days in advance. We know that after being in certain places, parties, bars, social gatherings, we know that we're often rattled, right? We don't feel so good. We need time to recuperate. And for a lot of empaths, we feel like there's something wrong with us. Let's talk about those that have a negative mindset towards these extra special powers that we have. So I think that empaths are like sports cars. An empath experiences much more because of those heightened senses, because of all that information that's coming into us. An empath typically understands much more than the average person, without a word being said. But as empaths, we're not free to go wherever we want or be in relationships with whoever we want. I mean, we are, but is that necessarily going to bring out the best in us? And I know when I was younger, I actually saw that as a drawback. I saw that as something I lacked. But I didn't realize at the time that that was my gift that was pointing me in the right direction. See, I used to hate the fact that I couldn't go to any party that I wanted to because I would feel a certain way afterwards and I would take on so much of what was happening in that room that it didn't bring out the best in me. At times, it made me think that I was actually going crazy. That was before I discovered that I had this highly sensitive, high sensitivity before I realized that I was an empath. But think about a sports car. A sports car can't drive on just any road. A sports car can't drive in any weather condition. Sports car is not as versatile as a minivan. Minivan can go anywhere. It can house as many people as you want. You can live in a minivan if you wanted to. But that sports car, no. You maybe fit another person in with you. It's expensive on gas. You need the right road conditions. Can't drive on bumpy roads. Can't take it in the snow. It fishtails. But in the right environment, you get in that sports car and you start that engine and you can feel different. The experience is different. The smell is different. The frequency is different. And man, when you hit that gas and that sports car is in the right conditions, there's no snow on the road, there's no rain, man, that thing roars. And the feeling is exhilarating. So people who have sports cars don't say to themselves, oh, I can't take it out in snow. Oh, I can't fit 7 people in this with me. Oh, there must be something wrong with this car. People who own sports cars and people who appreciate sports cars realize that These are highly specialized vehicles. They're built differently. They have above average capabilities. And in the right conditions, you thrive. Now, empaths, they don't do their best when they're eating a lot of junk foods, when they're not hydrated, when they're not getting a lot of sleep. And I know that for myself when I was younger, I'd sometimes feel resentful that my buddies could go to the bar and drink as much as they want and get as little sleep as possible and go to work the next day and feel absolutely perfect. But for me, oh man, that wasn't the case. So I had to be very selective with my alcohol consumption. I wanted to make sure that I was home by a certain time to get a certain amount of sleep, right? I needed to make sure that I was hydrating myself as well. And I used to think that that was a drawback, that that was something wrong with me. But think about a sports car. A sports car requires high octane gas, more expensive gas, the premium stuff, the premium oils, okay? You typically need a specialized mechanic to work on your sports car. So if an empath looks at themselves in a negative light with a scarcity mindset, they say that I need to drink a certain amount of water, I'm not like everybody else, or, oh, I can't eat those foods because they hurt me. No. You can do whatever you want. But remember, your vessel is equivalent to a fine-tuned sports car. And if you honor that vessel with nutrients, hydration, sleep, positive environment, much like that sports car, your experience becomes exhilarating. And if you position yourself in the right conditions, just like you position that sports car in the right conditions, there's no lack. All it is abundance. Think about the optimal experience that you get to have as an empath and a highly sensitive person or a highly specialized person. You get to experience so much more than the average person. Yes, I understand that there are certain guidelines that we have to follow. Big deal. We follow them with our sports car. Why wouldn't we honor our vessel in the same way? In fact, this vessel, this is priceless. Think about this. People go out and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for sports cars. Great. They could do it. God bless them. But think about if you had to replace your body. You had to put a dollar amount on it. Is there a price on it? I know for me there's not. Not even $12 billion. Because if I don't have this vessel, I can't experience this incredible life. Think about it. I know for myself that after coming home from a day of work at my former corporate job, or being at certain functions that I wasn't able to get out of, that I had to go to, and that I wasn't necessarily as empowered as I am now, once these occasions were over, I was drained. I was rattled. And I used to hate that. But see, it's all a matter of perspective and mindset. You see, I maybe didn't have the tools that I had right now. I didn't have the understanding of shielding myself. I didn't understand how to maybe sway a conversation in a way where it's more positive, right? I didn't necessarily understand who were the people that were feeding me and who were the people that were bleeding me. But you see, much like a sports car, when you take it out on a bumpy road, or if it starts raining or snowing and there's mud everywhere, once you've taken that car home, you're going to give it care. No different from our vessels. When it's been out in unfavorable conditions, because we all know things that happen in life. And if we don't have all the tools working for us at that point, if we're not fully empowered, that's okay. Give yourself rest. That's okay. How many of you out there have dreamed of driving along the coast one day? The coast with the mountains on one side and the beautiful ocean on the other. And driving conditions are probably beautiful. You can smell that ocean. The sun is beating down. Weather's beautiful. See, most people want to jump in, say, a convertible. They want to jump in a sporty car, and they want to take that experience. Why is that? Look at the experience that you get when you're driving in a car like this. It's exhilarating, isn't it? So why isn't it exhilarating for you when your vessel is worth 1,000,000,000 times more than that sports car is? You see, we've come to value high performance specialized vehicles, but are we honoring our high performance specialized bodies? I want you to think about that. Because once you start to treat your body, your vessel, as your greatest investment, as well as your mind and your spirit, life is like a drive along that coast. What I've come to believe is that we all are here for a purpose. I believe our extrasensory gifts are actually steering us in a specific direction. That direction is actually leading you to where you can live your best life. Yes, there's bumps along the way. Yes, we get our butts kicked every now and then. But that's part of the learning process. Is it easy? No. But life's not supposed to be easy. It's our job to build up greater skills so that it becomes easier while still taking on all those experiences and responsibilities and challenges in life. Our ability to understand our environment, understand people, I believe that it's because we are meant to be leaders. We're meant to serve. I believe we're here to serve other people with our highest capabilities as a human being. So what I mean is that if I'm empowered, if my mood is positive, if I'm balanced and grounded, doesn't that have a ripple effect? Doesn't that have a positive effect on everything else around me? The room I'm in, my relationships, my community, my job. Think about this. Let's flip it on its head. You've had the worst day. And I know a lot of you out there have experienced this and probably recall what that day looks like. Think about walking into a room when you're on your worst day. You feel like shit. You bring all the air in the room. You suck all the air out of the room out. You bring everyone down. Not because you're a bad person. Things happen. It's understandable. Let's flip that back. You understand what are the best environments for you. You know how to choose those relationships that feed you or bleed you. You know how to take care of this vessel. You have an empowered mindset. What do you do to that room? You bring it up. And everybody feels that energy. So I believe as energy sensitives, as empaths, it's our duty to be leaders for ourselves, to honor ourselves, honor our vessel, honor our minds, lift our spirits, because that ripple effect that we have goes beyond what we could ever imagine. So what I want to leave you with is this. If you're a highly sensitive person, remember, you're not highly sensitive. You're highly specialized. And when you understand the environment, the relationships, the lifestyle that brings out the best in you, that allows you to really flourish as an individual, you start to feel and live in a different way and in a different frequency. And you start to thrive. So join me for my next talk. It's going to be all about finding the right environment for yourself. How to understand what are the relationships that feed you and bleed you. How to honor your vessel. How to choose the right profession for you that's going to allow you to specialize and allow you to thrive. Thanks for joining me again. I love you all. See you next time.